Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a Mind's Eye music review. I'm Dustin, your host. I wanted to talk to you guys today about Opeth's latest album, The Last Will and Testament. It's been several years since Sorceress came out. When was that? 2016? Has it been that long? Uh, but anyway, Opeth, the boys are back. They've got a new drummer, Walter. He is from Paradise Lost, and he apparently is what the band has been looking for, as far as, like, Michael called him an adrenaline boost, a freaking vitamin shot for the band, and I would agree. Um, Not since, like, Watershed or Heritage have I really listened to this band in such a regard as this latest album has kind of brought me back into the fold of remembering how cool Ghost Reveries, Blackwater Park, some of these older albums are and were. So I guess let's dig right into it. Let's talk about the tracks. We've got 8 tracks, 7 paragraphs. Every song is pretty much paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on as a track name. It kind of makes it a little difficult to talk about. It's not like the songs have an actual name. And the last track is called The Story Never Told. But overall, is it a return to form? How are the boys sounding on this album? I would say yes, definitely a return to form. Is it as good as Ghost Reveries? Does it hit quite the same highs as Blackwater Park? I don't quite think so. But in terms of the package of what you get, of the sounds that you're getting in this album, it's very tight. It's very cohesive. It's a lot of people are calling it claustrophobic in a way, which for me, I'm interested in Between the Buried and Me. A lot of other bands that kind of send you on this musical journey that could be tight in closing, kind of sends you on this one track journey where you're in this minecart holding on for dear life, like, oh my god, like, it's that's the best kind of music that I like, where it's like you feel like you're on this ride and you just can't get off until it's freaking over. So let's delve into it. Track 1 of the new album, Last Will and Testament, is called Paragraph 1. You guys have probably heard this one. It was the main teaser for the album as it was released, several months back. We've all heard Paragraph 1, I would imagine. But this track features Waltiri's new style. Like, his drumming is very reminiscent of the older drummer that they had, in terms of his flourishes and the way that he just brings this finesse to the kit and expression that I felt their most recent drummer, Axe or whatever his name was. I think this guy's a better fit, personally. So track 1, it sounds like a freaking ghost train. It's like it barrels down the track. It's got like immediate, moderate tempo. The growls are back. It's got like some pretty tight and intricate guitar parts. It fades away into some ethereal, kind of ghostly and cryptic moments. All in all, it's like a good sign of what's to come. It kind of sounds to me again like a haunted runaway train, like barreling down the tracks. Dreams and death, the howl of lore, the last will and testament of father. So it's like kind of setting the scene for everyone's reading this. Everyone's sitting at this rich conservative patriarch's will reading, and there's like secrets and family drama and stories that are about to unfold. And the ending is sick. Like, from what we got on the radio teaser, kind of like 5-minute track versus the full length 6-minute one, that ending is just so epic, and it kind of sounds and reminds me of, like, I don't want to say like medieval times or something, like just some cool old school In Flames off of like the Jester Race or something, like an intro to another track or something. It's just like very triumphant, and but yet with the twinge of melancholy. Overall, track 1 is really cool. I think it like sets the stage of what's to come. It adds like some mystery, some great drumming, some cool bass parts. The growls again are back. Michael sounds like a fucking demon slash bear in this album. Like, it's I don't think he's going through the motions with the growls. He felt these tracks needed the growls. So I guess let's go into paragraph 2. Child in the night, cursed to survive, love like quicksand. It's talking about like a daughter that was probably born into sickness and whatever, but due to the accoutrement and the wealth of this family and the father, it's like, oh, you're never going to know the sickness and whatnot. We're going to keep you alive, keep you going on. I don't know, like this weird family dynamic. I really like how it kind of breaks down into this bluesy, almost Black Sabbath kind of riff, and then like this voice pattern, like the word of Christ tells you to forgive, like whatever. It's freaking rocking. And this laugh like Michael Ackerfeld does is so on point. Like freaking haunted house, just cool ass, just vibes. It's a fun song. Paragraph 2 is cool. Nameless daughter, wretched martyr. I'm doing a terrible job explaining it, but it takes you on this cool journey. It's fun. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's pretty good stuff. Paragraph 3, it starts really cool with this like Walteri on the drums again, just freaking rocking, and this neat piano riff, like it's like kind of this Arabian, Middle Eastern vibe that I get on this album on some of the tracks. Like we haven't gotten to it yet, but especially track 5, like the Arabian feels are there. It's you know, I guess I could get that vibe of it being claustrophobic. Like the album never really just lets up, it just keeps going. 3 is another one of the singles, you probably have heard it, but it's got some pretty cool parts. I think the best part is like the main riff and just kind of general journey. I wish I would have listened to it a little more before I just started talking to the camera for no reason. So let's jump ahead. Paragraph 4, it's got, what's his name, Ian Gillan, the flautist from frickin' Jethro Tull. That's pretty wild. The song starts off kind of heavy and then goes on like this whole transcendental part where it's like down, like sends you to the frickin' hills and valleys with the flutes and guitar, and then eventually the death vocals come in and it just comes together in this whole cohesive package. Walteri again at the end, he's kind of got like these very tightly compacted drums that are just like swirling, like maybe I'll play some of the music in the back of this while I'm explaining it. Holy crap, he just really lays it on in some of the parts, like with the flute, and just it sends you on a little journey and then it wraps you back around into it. It's some of my favorite parts of Opeth, where they're like mixes of beauty and brutality. Track 5, let's move on to paragraph 5. It's probably my favorite song. It's like, it starts with this folky kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. I've never heard like anything like it. Like Walteri again comes on with this like drum, it's like funky, it's folky, it's beachy, it's tropically, it's kind of like just different. I don't know. And then Michael comes in, like just takes you on this whole fucking 7-minute vibe of just these really interesting acoustic passages, which are like just folky and jazzy and kind of beachy and fun, and then just that death metal freaking nastiness that we all love and enjoy. And then it kind of comes back at like the 4 or 5 minute part to the intro, which when I first heard the song the first time, I guess I didn't pay attention to that like acoustic intro. So like the 5 minute mark, I was like, whoa, like this is so cool. And then when I listened to it again, that's how the song begins. I was like, god damn. So paragraph 5, definitely one of my favorites. It's like, my first thought was like, let's go harpoon some whales, boys. It's a busy morning. Let's get the fuck out there. Like, this sounds so stupid, but that's the vibe I got. I don't know. Then track 6, I'm trying to think, and I'm almost messing it up between 7 and 6 right now in my head. God damn. All in all, it's a very good album. I got to think about number 6. I'm getting it confused with 7. Which I don't want to talk about paragraph 7 before thinking about 6, but 7 kind of reminds me a bit of Heritage again. It kind of sounds like Folklore with that intro and just kind of this menacing building up into the end. I can't believe I can't think of paragraph 6 right now and how it goes. I've been talking for like 10 minutes about this album, and I'm probably not going to even post it because this probably is shitty. I should write a fucking script or something. But yeah, I would say all in all the tracks are really solid. It takes you on a journey, which is my favorite part of listening to Opeth. I would probably give the new one a 9 out of 10. And if that's any regard to like where I think of Heritage, I would give Heritage probably an 8 out of 10. I think it's a little bit better than Heritage because it's just got more of those elements that I enjoy of old Opeth. The screaming, the dynamic drumming, kind of just more Middle Eastern just vibes that remind you of evil and the devil and just all the crazy shit. I don't know, just the fun stuff that we like from Ghost Reveries. And the last track is called Last Story, or The Story Never Told, and it's kind of a pretty big solo, kind of encapsulating the whole album. Is the twist that, like, spoiler alert, one of the children isn't the father's children, whatever. I don't know, I'm not really fully on board with the entire concept of, like, what the hell is going on. He's, like, a rich patriarch, conservative turd, and he died, so it's the will reading, but anyway, the album is just pretty freaking good in my opinion, and I can't wait to hear what Opeth has next now that they've said they're done with the sound from Pale Communion, from Sorceress, which wasn't really my favorite. I'm not trying to knock them or shit on them or anything. Like, they're very talented musicians, but just like, and it's not the lack of growls either. His Heritage is really cool. It took a while to build on me, but like, that album is all killer. Every song is pretty good. Even Slither, I know that gets some shit just for being kind of a Dio ripoff, but like, it sends you on this dark journey through, like, when October is set and the leaves are changing, it's time to put on Heritage. It's like, it's just the album of that time of season. But I hope you guys liked what I had to say. I've been rambling on for fucking 12 minutes about shit that I barely know what I'm talking about. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys about the new Opeth. And I hope you guys have been enjoying it too. Like, if you felt it was too claustrophobic, if it wasn't what you were looking for, like, if you think Pale Communion or Sorceress are better, like, why? Just want to know, as I am not a fan of those albums personally at all. Like, I've tried, but they just are boring. Whether this album's like claustrophobic, blah, blah, at least it keeps me entertained. It like keeps my attention through the entire record, and it's a short one too. It's only like, what I said, 7 songs, and The Story Never Told, it's like probably 50 minutes at that. It's a pretty short clip. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to a Mind's Eye music review, and I hope you take care. Have a wonderful weekend.